You know, one of the concerns that I have about justification, in particular, the biblical understanding of imputation, being counted as righteous, as distinct from actually becoming behavioral in our righteousness, which are both crucial. One of the things that concerns me is that those who are jealous, as I want to be, for our holiness, our love, our justice, our mercy in the world, can begin to build that in to the instrument of justification, to make sure that it's not separated in such a way that it undermines the very goal that we're both after. Here's what I mean. I'm arguing, as I think historic Protestant Christianity has argued and the Bible argues, that the imputation of Christ's righteousness to me is through union with Christ, where He is for me, all that He is, and I am attached to Him in that union through faith alone. The only instrument by which I am made a participant in Christ's righteousness is God's acting through my faith. I am born into that relationship through faith alone, not through any of its fruits, which come as mercy and justice and love and patience and kindness and meekness and so on, and turn me into a useful person in the world. Now, what some people feel, I think, is that if you conceive of justification that way, you are imputed with Christ's righteousness so that you stand righteous, perfect before God. By faith alone, you have disconnected it from love and mercy and goodness and justice and kindness, such that you can begin to become indifferent to these things and just think of yourself as holy and let the world go to hell. And so to solve that problem, to make sure that justice and love and mercy are all kept closely connected as they should be as the fruit of justification, they begin to bring it into the instrument by which we are attached to Christ. And they don't make faith as the sole instrument clearly distinct. Now, the reason I say that undermines what we're both after is I don't think we can make any progress in holiness if we don't have a profound, deep, powerful assurance that we're accepted by God, by faith alone. If you try to make the fruit of justification part of the root of justification, the fruit itself is destroyed, because I think God has ordained that it's out of a sense of wonder and marveling that God is patient with me through faith alone, that I'm able to be patient with another person. If I try to make becoming patient with my wife part of the instrument by which I'm attached to Jesus, who then becomes my righteousness and acceptance with God, so a little bit of me and a lot of Him, then my whole sense of assurance by which I make progress in that patience begins to go down the tubes. So what I'm giving this little video clip for is just to say, I really believe that Christians have to be loving. They have to be just. They have to be caring. In other words, the fruits of the Spirit really matter. We are not born again if we are not living differently than we would if we weren't born again. And I just want to say that the doctrine of justification by faith alone, or imputation through union with Christ along the instrument of faith alone, is the best way forward in that. And William Wilberforce perhaps is the best historical example, because he built his whole anti-slave trade life on the doctrine of justification. And when he wrote his one book, a realistic view, what's it called? The Real Christian or something. His one book, he said, my main goal is to help England understand that transformation in life and in slave trade is the fruit of justification, not the root. He wanted to distinguish very clearly how you became justified with God and how you became holy in the world. And so as far as his example goes, that's where I'm heading. I want to produce lots of Wilberforces in my church and in the world. And I think trying to bring the commitment to justice into the instrument of justification instead of the fruit of it undermines what we're both after.